Hello, 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 and welcome back to The Good, the Dan, the Florida Man. With you, as always, your hosts.
I'm the good, I'm Ryan, and we've got...
Me, good old Danny boy, the guy who is always Daniel. And the other guy is...
Ben, the Florida Man. Oh, man, you never realize how much you miss something that you hate, don't you?
Dude, when you said hello, my smile was just like, it's the best.
It's happening again.
It is.
That's why we bring you
After
around,
a very long
Ryan.
time.
It's just for joy.
This is why I bring you around, yeah. No, it just, someone's got to show it, and it's not going to be me. If I were a woman and somebody walked up and said, you need to smile more, I would just point to Ryan, and I'd be like, that's actually why I hang out with him.
That's his
He's the smiler. I pay him to follow me around and smile at people so they know that I don't hate them. It's actually well worth my money.
Oh my gosh. I'm smiling by association for Ben. I'm Ben's associative smile.
We could workshop the title.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have to stick with whatever that was.
It wasn't great. It really wasn't.
Yeah, it's a Crest Pro Health Brighter Smile Today Ryan Kelly package.
Are we going to
Yes.
talk about the level of insults that it is to be sponsored by? Because now that we've talked about it off stream, I feel like it gives us something to talk about on stream of just how insulting it must be to have someone reach out to be like, hey, we'd love to make your smile brighter. Anyway, about emails I got today. Insulted. So insulted.
Yeah. Imagine being the person in their influencer marketing department that has to be the one to reach out to influencers for sponsorships. Imagine
I just
that
want to know
person.
what it's like to be an influence in that situation, just because it's going to be like...
I don't know, Ryan, what is it like?
It's hurtful. Because I thought my smile was fine. I really did until now. Now I'm super self-conscious just about I'm going to smile with just my mouth now. Just,
I have no teeth. Thank you.
Yeah.
But, okay, if you had to, Ryan,
Yeah.
specifically you, because I know how I would do it,
Mm-hmm.
but I know you're a little more anxiety-driven.
What?
That's the nicest way I
That
could
was
put
the
that sentence.
nicest way. Ryan, you're
That's
driven
the
by
nicest
anxiety
way I
and
could've put
fear. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you tremble, and not just because you medically have to.
Yeah.
If you were working in the Smile Brighter department marketing section,
Mm-hmm.
and you had to email an influencer for branding, what would that email look like?
Hi, my name's Ryan, and we love your smile over at genericbrandsmilesbetter.com. And we think that you'd be great to smile with us, so we'd just love to see that pretty smile that you have.
Are you reading this straight from their email, or is this...
No, that was me. That was definitely me. No, theirs was not as nice. Theirs was like, hey, you want to consult with Dr. Gonzaga? And I was like, that's a university. I've performed there. That's not a name. That's a... So...
Dan, how would you reach out?
Hey, bitch. You want to come and get a better smile? I've got something for you.
That's
motherfucker.
the full email.
How about you, Ben?
Would you guys email influencers that you thought had bad smiles?
Absolutely.
I mean, you have to play to your market, right? So I would find, it sounds stupid or terrible, but what are you gonna do? Because the only people that can actually testify to it working, and and as someone who has their teeth shifting, and a slight tinge to the coloration of his teeth, I'm I would be offended, but it'd also be shit, I've got to do this. And that's the only thing I can say about it is I would do it, right? I'd be okay, cool, yes. Only because I do feel I'd need that, and if it's for free, great, right? That's the whole point of being an influencer is
Getting free stuff.
Free stuff. So, yeah.
Yep, that's the whole point.
That's definitely no other part.
There's nothing else.
Well, honestly,
You get
we
no
all got
friends.
here by accident,
Yeah,
so...
it's true. We all stumbled really hard. We fell uphill, and this is how we got here.
How is it?
Yeah.
I'm running up that hill.
Yeah.
I would reach out to everybody and I think if I was reaching out to somebody who had like a bad smile, and I feel if people are going to take this wrong, that's fine. Look, Ryan can translate for me.
He means people that have terrible teeth, and it makes their smile make you want to vomit.
How did you make my words worse?
No, I just did the honest opinion of Ben. I just did honest translations.
Fair point. Look, I would reach out to people, and if they didn't have like a quote unquote perfect smile, it would just say, "Hey, I'm Ben with so and so. You should smile more, but with us in your mouth." And like that's the full.
Yeah.
Because that you have to put it in your mouth, Ryan.
That's a message I've
but it
received
still
on
sounds
Grindr
like you should smile with us in your mouth, like, huh? Or like, just I did that wrong.
Oh no, I know what I've done.
Very clearly, you have not given a blowjob before. That's good to know. That's a nice.
I love that somehow I messed up the blowjob joke. How did I do that? Like, my tongue went just out of my mouth. I'm supposed to go in different direction.
He becomes a quirky 2010 goth girl.
RAR XD. And then I would also reach out to people with like the quote unquote perfect smile, and I would say, "Hey, how much do we have to pay you to lie and say that it was because of us?"
That's what I was also going to say. I was going to say, like, if you were to get someone like, well, someone that comes to mind is Lonnie. Lonnie has just a big, great smile. So it's like, yeah, would you just get someone like that to be like, oh yeah, I use this product? I mean, Gal Gadot got caught in a lie, right? Where she was like, use Samsung phones, and it was a tweet off of an iPhone, right? So like stuff like that happens all the time. So it's like, yeah, just pay someone who has a great smile, and then just get all the marketing that you need. But
absolutely,
I think it is effective
for
to do
sure. For sure, one of the people that I would reach out to, someone like Lonnie, and I'd be like, "Hey, we'll pay you X amount of money to just put a strip in your mouth."
Who has the most perfect smile in your opinion? Who's a person that you're like, that person's smile is like insane?
The Monopoly Man.
Wait, what? Like teeth? Is he giving teeth?
I don't know.
Giving teeth sounds like the worst sexual experience ever. Like, oh man, did you get teeth last night? Oh,
I love.
What is this, vagina dentata? Okay, second place, Pringles Can Man.
Okay, I don't even know what who has
probably
the best
Jennings is up there. You know?
Yeah. He has a good smile.
I mean, if it's about looking perfect.
Yeah, which I think it is.
Jennings has to be like, we gotta start at Jennings and then work away from there.
Yeah, it's true. Jennings is the baseline of perfection, and then we just gotta work. We should get him on the podcast and not tell him that we've had this conversation.
We should get him on the podcast and just ask him why he's so ugly. I think that would hurt him.
You know what's the worst?
Like he would know we were lying, we were joking, and I think he would still be hurt by it, and then he would go work out more.
No, we need to get him on the podcast anonymously and make him smile and see who can make him like teeth smile the most, and then have a counter, and whoever wins. See how that works?
This is the who can make the handsome man smile more? Sounds like I mean
I've got something to gain from it, but yeah.
I was like it feels like Dan has set that up for just Dan.
Hey, we should get like hot dudes on here. Just saying.
I respect what he's doing.
I respect the drip. I do. I respect the attempt.
I don't know why, but I
was about
feel
to say a
uncomfortable
really terrible
with
joke.
hearing you say that sentence, Ryan.
But I respect the drip.
It makes me itch.
I respect the drip, queen.
Please don't do that.
Yes,
okay.
queen.
Yes, queen.
I think you're dipping into doing a racism right now.
What?
I think you're doing a racism. Yeah.
What? Queen?
Yeah.
How is that one a racism?
Yeah, you're so racist for
No, not look.
Queen,
we can't go from,
you're being so racist.
Season 2, baby. Season 2.
Season 2.
Ryan is racist.
Oh my god. You guys are really just trying to get me canceled immediately.
If hating women didn't do it.
You gotta amp it up.
No.
Is that amping it up?
Okay.
Is it just
oh no,
amping-
it's for sure amping it up.
I would think it probably it's either that or it's definitely a lateral or a upper move. I think it's both.
Yeah, it's definitely not downward. Now, here's why I do say that. There is some truth in there. The phrases "respect the drip" and also "queen" are African American vernacular. Like that's where they came from.
Well,
They were popularized by mostly like
In the ballroom scene.
white women.
that's what I got it from.
A lot of times,
Actually, white gays.
it boils down
It's
to like
white gays took it.
I thought that
from
was my
the
safety
ballroom
net.
I really
white women and
needed
white
Dan
gays.
to say that one. It's mostly just like white people that hear those words and go, "That's cool. I'm
Hey,
gonna start doing that
queen.
now."
Hey,
and it's become a part of like the popular vernacular now. But
Yes.
there's no like respect given to the origins, which is mostly just
I give
black
respect.
people.
Yes, yeah.
That's
I
fair.
give respect to the origins. I want to be in a ballroom scene so bad. Ben and I
Well,
are going to be in New
also,
York at
You're from
the
Zimbabwe,
end of,
so
yes, yeah, that part too. But we're going to be in New York at the end of the month, and there's like the 2-day gap. I'm going to see if they have a ballroom show that I can go and go watch.
What do you mean a
'cause,
ballroom
like,
show? Am I missing something?
Voguing.
Like ballroom
Have you seen
dance?
voguing before?
You mean like drag show like voguing? Is that what we're talking about?
Yes. So, but that's the thing. Ballroom. You talk about it like applying stuff. So that's where like drag. It was a community of black trans women popularized, well, mostly black trans women and just black people in general popularized a style of dance called voguing, and it is in a ballroom scene where you like they do. Have you ever heard like the phrasing in like the gay community of like the category is this, like stuff like that, and then they rate based off of the category out of 10. Basically how many points you get. So like some people do model walking, some people do like dressmaking, some people do drag queen. Like the category can be anything. And yeah, it's just wonderful. You should watch Pose. It's a good show about the whole situation. It's like it got popular in the 1980s and has just grown and grown and grown. And now they have Drag Race, Legendary, amazing shows. You should watch them.
Wow.
Because voguing is insane.
I feel like this episode just became Educate Ryan, and you know what? I'm not disappointed with
Let's
it.
educate Ryan about being gay. This is how you give a blowjob.
Yes.
This is what the ballroom is. Stop saying queen.
No, but really. So I do think we have to answer the one question that
Which is
we've
where
been
have
asked
you
a million
been?
times.
Where have you been? Why are there
What
no
happened to the
episodes?
podcast?
What happened?
Where
to
have
the
you guys
podcast?
been?
I did the not gonna
Man, when was
lie
our
thing.
last episode?
I did
Do
the
you want me to look
the
that up?
NGO. That was all the way back in
Yeah.
like April.
Is it really
At least we filmed,
It
right?
was in April. I think so.
Yeah.
I don't even remember, dude.
If I'm right, we have just been literally all of us just out of sync by like one person for like 3 months.
Yes,
It's
yeah.
been insanity.
Yeah.
Like I think I
One
left
person
first.
or like one day.
Exactly.
Yep.
One day.
Oh yeah. Like we've been missing each other by just sometimes it's hours. It's like
Well, even literally, I was in LA and we were gonna do stuff, and then it was like, oh, Ryan got COVID. Like that
did.
was like, that's the level of like
Again.
life just happening
Round
and
two.
making us like no,
Well,
you
I
can't
mean,
do it.
you came near LA for Coachella.
Yeah, that too.
you were here for
Or was
Coachella.
that? Yeah, that was back in. So okay, if we
May.
recorded in April,
I
or
think
no,
it-
April was the last episodes that came out, which means we recorded in May.
March. That's not how that
No,
works.
March. End of March.
Met March.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
We
we
recorded
recorded
the month
in
after.
March. So we recorded in March. So everything that happened from April, like most of March probably, April, May, June, up until now,
Yeah.
And
we
it-
haven't.
Spoiler alert, we're recording this July 17th. So
Yeah.
this will probably be released pretty swiftly though.
August.
Yeah, this one will be. This one will be.
Yeah, I think that we just all got super busy during the summer, which was, to
Good
be
for
fair
you
though.
guys.
Yeah, you've been recording stuff and you've been doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
You're working on a show. You work at a marketing agency. You got your medication fixed.
I did. I got
That's
a whole
nice.
bunch
I
of
think
stuff.
that was
Ben
before-
saw a very different Daniel.
Yeah?
Like in LA, it was very interesting.
What type of
Yeah.
Daniel? Can
Yeah.
we talk about it? Like,
Yeah, it's just a well-balanced series of
Yeah.
pills.
So basically, yeah, I think what ban. Basically, I think what happened was I had tweeted something about how like, hey, if you're on ADHD medicine and you feel like a zombie, then you need to either change your dosage or change your medicine because that's not how you're supposed to feel.
Exactly.
And then Dan saw that and called me and was like, hey, this is how I feel. What should I do? And I was like, just start with a bigger dose. So he did. And now it's like,
Yeah, I basically
working
took that advice to my
properly?
doctor and was like, hey, my friend says I should up my dose. Is that true? And he was like, oh, yeah, you've been feeling that way? And I was like, yes, I told you that last time. And he was like, yeah, then we'll up the dose. And that on top of like a whole bunch of like other little things that have just helped. Therapy, like genuine therapy. Amazing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've been living my best life a little bit, which is really fun.
Dan seemed a lot happier. But also, I think part of it is like he actually got to spend, I think, almost
Yes,
like 2 full
actually-
weeks in LA
Yeah.
oh wow.
A little, yeah.
instead of just like the 2-day turnaround.
I got to meet so many people. I got to meet your roommate, Ahmed. And that was wonderful.
Yep.
And then I got to meet Dan Povenmire was crazy. That was a wild experience for me.
Yeah,
It's
came
like,
to
I
one
was
of our
like,
shows.
What?
That was a funny one. He was in the back. He was just like watching, him and Kara were in the back watching the show, and somebody asked about like what it was like to work with him, like just during my Q&A, and I was like, I don't know, you can ask him. And I just kind of pointed to the back of the room, and that girl went, "Shut up!" And I was like, "Okay, sorry."
That was a very fun moment.
That's
The
very
crowd
funny.
like was like, "What?" It was very fun to watch.
There's a longer line to meet him
Also-
after my show than there was to meet me.
Can I just tell us? Can I tell a story? Because I think it is kind of funny, just based off of
Yeah.
Utah stuff. So I usually like get like a small drink after like a set, just so I can like cool down. Because I was like, ugh, like I get stressed out a little still as after sets. And I don't know how to order alcohol still. I just know gay drinks, like very fruity drinks.
I just pictured you going up. Can I have the gay ones? Is that
Okay,
possible?
I would like, if there's more fruit than alcohol in it,
That's
put
me.
it in
That's
me.
me. I'm like, bitch, I don't want to taste it. Just
to be
let
fair,
me,
gay drinks are awesome.
like, yeah, whatever. In Utah, there are limitations on how much alcohol can be added to a drink. So cocktails that I order in Utah are not the same everywhere else. Like the alcohol concentration is very different. So I order an AMF. Again, it's called an adios motherfucker, but at least in Utah, it doesn't actually do shit to you, right?
Really, an AMF in Utah is the goodbye, sweet friend. It's not even. It's,
Yeah,
there's
it's
no
just like-
swearing.
And it's like a little bit of like I just like sip it, right? Like I'm not like trying to be like, oh, I'm gonna down this drink, blah, blah, blah. So after that, like during that show, I'm watching Ben, I ordered AMF and I'm like, haha, I'm like maybe a third of the way down, maybe even just like, yeah, I don't know, kind of close to like half. And I like feel tipsy. Like I was like, oh my gosh. And then Ben does the whole Dan Povenmire thing, and I'm like, I'm gonna meet the creator Phineas and Ferb almost drunk, and I have to like hold it together. I have to act normal right now, and so the whole time we're meeting Dan Povenmire, I'm just like, yeah, great. Well, and then he hugs me. He hugged me. And I was
He
like,
said you were funny.
wow, this is so emotional. This is so fun. Yeah, it was just, what a different experience. And so, yeah, I stopped ordering. I was like, I need to research cocktails that aren't going to fuck me up.
That's the most Mormon sentence I've ever heard. Is just I need to do research on cocktails. Like there's just a spreadsheet of just like percentages and things like that.
But I just don't know. Like, at least not an
No, I get
adios
it, man.
at least not an adios motherfucker every time, because that's like one that I'm like, that's
No,
fruity.
Dan, go big or go home, or don't end up at home, or
Well-
don't remember if you got home.
Yeah, then I did a Sex on the Beach the next show. And
I
then
remember
that was
ordering
also
that.
the kind of not as bad because I was like, I need to like not. I don't need to be. Yeah, it was just a very interesting experience altogether. I was like, this is crazy. I remember the
We're
host
learning.
of the San Jose show. He was like
Yeah.
judging me. He saw the AMF and was like, who was doing this on a Wednesday night? And I was like, apparently me, sir. Apparently
isn't
I
real,
am the
man.
one doing this. I am the one just really
Well,
sending
what else
it
were we
through.
gonna do in San Jose, man? That whole city shuts down at 8 p.m.
Ryan, we walked into San Jose. We got off a train in San Jose. I promise you, like the video game glitched. There was no one in the street. It was like out of a Western, right? Like it was
Nobody
like
walking around.
tumbleweed, literal wind
No
blowing. It
cars
was just all
driving
you
by.
heard was like wind. And I was like, are we in the right? Is this a city? Are we
we
allowed
in the
to be
Matrix?
We were in downtown San Jose. Like, it wasn't like we were on
Yeah.
the outskirts of that. We were in downtown San Jose on a Tuesday night at 8 p.m. And there was not a soul walking the
Nothing
street
open,
or cars
everything-
in the road.
Yeah. Everything's closed by 9 p.m. as well. So we were like,
and we
oh,
found
well, we
that
can't
out
even get food.
accidentally. Yeah, we go up to our hotel room, which we thought also was closed because nobody was at the desk. All of the doors except for the front door were locked, but we didn't know we were on the back side of the building.
Oh my gosh.
So we eventually got in because somebody just opened the side door for us. We got in, we go up to our room, we walk down, and a lot of people have suggested that we go to San Pedro Square Market for food.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like this big warehouse where you have like individual small like mom and pop restaurant kind of things, like quick service stuff. Like there's a burger joint, pasta, pizza. There's a bar in there.
That sounds kind of like Area 15 in Vegas, which is like that.
Yes.
Sort of,
Yeah, very similar.
Area 15, but like take out all of
The
the
Vegas.
loud, obnoxious. Yeah, take the Vegas out of it.
Yeah. Okay.
And
cool,
it's
cool,
just
cool.
like chill. There's
It's
some
Nancy
live
Pelosi's
music. There's
Area 15. That's the best way to describe it.
Is that the best way to describe it?
I think that is the
There
best
has
way to
to be a
describe
better
it.
way.
I think that was the best way to describe it.
I love
all right,
Ben's
well.
just, there has to be a better way.
Ugh. So we walk into that place. It was like maybe a half mile from our hotel. So we walk to it. We get there, I think, 8:45 p.m.
Yeah.
Everything is closed except for 2 of the restaurants and the bar.
Yeah. And even
Was
they were
there
like,
anybody?
even
in
they were
there?
like, we're kind of shutting down in the next
There
15.
were still not a lot of people. I think there was maybe like a handful of people. And I asked the bar, like I went up to the bartender. I was like, hey, man, we just got in from out of town. Like, everything's closed. Where can we find, like, why is everything closed right now? And he goes, it's Tuesday. And that was like his only explanation.
Again, what are you doing ordering an AMF?
on a Tuesday. I like no matter where Dan goes, it's just, well, I need an AMF to make sure I'm here.
I'm just really gonna send. No, I didn't order. I didn't order at the bar, but we actually met up with my cousin, which was fun. But
Yeah.
it was just such an interesting experience to like. I will say the one we ordered. My cousin and I don't know how your burger. You got a burger, right?
I got a burger, yeah.
We ordered
Burger was
wings,
good.
thinking I was like, these are gonna be shitty wings, and they're not gonna be great, and whatever. The wings were big. I was like, okay, fine. So I'm not gonna critique the food. I think the food was pretty good, but yeah, it was
It
just
felt
really
like-
weird to have it just be.
It
barren.
felt like a bunch of food trucks got really close to each other and they put a
Yes.
roof on it.
Yeah. They just put a roof on it. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It literally felt that way.
I like that. Actually, that sounds kind of nice.
Yeah. What about you, Ryan?
All right.
What have you been up to?
Yeah, I was about to say.
Gosh, since April, I mean, I might have to work my way
Just
back.
pick one thing.
Like, I went to Alaska, and my whole goal was to see a
Yes, tell
moose.
us about that. I want to hear about that though.
So we go to Alaska. I get there. I'm just doing my thing.
What part of Alaska?
Anchorage.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Anchorage was cool, and I got to drive around a whole bunch. Stayed in like a little cabin. And I get there, like having a good time, but I'm like, my only goal is to see a moose. And so
Yeah, I've not seen a moose either. I want to see one so bad.
Ryan
tell
said, I would like to die by moose.
I was like, I'm willing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to take it. Like, that makes the paper.
If the moose will have me.
Yeah, right. If they could, I mean, but I'm driving around. At one point, we're getting ready to like go up this like mountainy cavernous pass, and then literally like 2 cars in front of us, they stop us, and they're just like, "Hey, no, you don't go this way." And we're like, "Why? Why don't we go this way?" And they're like, "There's been a rock slide, and it took out the
Wow.
road." And I was like,
Wow.
wow, I'm glad we didn't go that way like 2 hours earlier. And so, yeah, I think also, oh, wait, I know what I've been doing. Guys, remember that thing that I do in cars? Remember how I test how fast cars can go? I've been regretting
Yeah.
that. I am. I have gotten pulled over twice.
You got another speeding ticket?
And
twice, two.
Two in a Kia Forte. It's been exclusively in white Kia Fortes that I've been pulled over. I got pulled over in Wyoming and I got pulled over in North Carolina. And here's the thing: the North Carolina one wasn't my fault because I swear to God it was the car in front of me that was speeding and I was behind him and that dude was flying. And I swear they got them because they pulled me over from behind. How does that even work? They pulled me over.
Yeah.
They were in front of me.
Well, you were going so fast.
Yeah.
No, they pulled me over.
Passed him.
And no, the cop was in front of me when she pulled me over. The cop was just in front of me. And so there was another car that so essentially I'm coming around a corner, there's the cop, this other car is coming around the corner, it's this blue truck, it is hauling. And I know because I'm not keeping up with it. And then I come around the corner after the blue car who just sails off into the abyss and the cop goes and I was like, oh, the cop's definitely gonna go get that blue car. And then she's in front of me and pulls me over and I was like, do you not know how science works? This is dumb.
Why did you pull over if she was in
as
front
a
of
police
you?
person, I'm like, who can I take?
Because she just started slowing
the
up
guy in the blue truck or
doing
this guy
this.
that looks like in the Kia Forte. That's all I'm trying to say. I would choose the Kia Forte just to
Well,
be
my
like,
Kia Forte had New York
my job's going
license
to be so
plates
much
too.
easier if I don't have to deal with it.
And that's what I think got me, is the fact that my Kia Forte had New York license plates, and she was like, out-of-towners. And she was right, but I was like, this is a rental. It should say North Carolina.
Yeah,
but
maybe she's like, I pull the blue truck over all the time. I'm going to pull over this person.
I'm going to pull over the white Kia Forte. And I was just like,
Well, there's
okay.
also laws for them that if it's a certain speed or a certain distance, they can't pursue because that would just make it more dangerous.
That's true. Yeah, I know that. But man, I guess I should have been going faster is what we've learned.
Yeah, you were in the divot, the valley.
I was in the valley of Ticket. Yeah, so that was expensive, and no, Wyoming was my fault. Wyoming was definitely my fault.
Yeah, if you get pulled over in Wyoming, you flagged down the cop.
I will say this: I've
You
talked to a
called the
lot of
cops.
people that are like, yeah, you get pulled over a lot in Wyoming because that's all they have to do. Like, what's the crime?
They're so bored. They are
Cattle
so bored.
rustling? Like, I don't know. It's
Yeah.
not. So
I got pulled over more in Cocoa Beach, Florida, than I have in anywhere else in the rest of the country combined.
really? Oh my gosh,
I don't know
It's
what
a lot.
Cocoa Beach is. What's Cocoa Beach?
nothing's there.
It's a gross place. You never have to go. Well, it's on the Space Coast, so it's near the Kennedy Space Center.
Okay.
It's just a quiet, nothing kind of town.
So-
Like even the people that live there would be like, yeah, it's a quiet, nothing really happens here. They have a local fair every so often.
That sounds nice.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I guess
but yeah, I don't know.
I've been getting pulled over. I went to VidCon. Ben, you were there. That was awesome. VidCon was
Yeah,
cool.
VidCon happened. That man, what a fun time that I don't want to do again for a year.
That's a very good way to describe it. It was so stressful, but so fun. But
They were trying to do so much, and I just don't think the organization was there. And here's the deal: if you went to VidCon, you would have enjoyed it. Like, regardless of everything that we're about to say about it, it was an enjoyable experience. I'm happy that I went. I just think there were things they could have done to make it a little bit more enjoyable. I think one of the biggest problems that they had is they had a lot of panels, like influencers talking, brands talking, in the industry giving speeches, whatever. But a lot of their panels were all scheduled at the same time in different places. So
They
if
were
you wanted to see
competing.
multiple panels, yeah, you would have to pick one. And then even if you had just access to one floor, there was still 6 or 7 panels all at one time that you could go to, instead of just having 2 people speaking where you're like, okay, I bet these people's audiences don't overlap that much. They would probably still do well at the same time. It was just kind of let's throw as many people at this at the same time, and may the strong survive.
it was like a shotgun approach.
Yeah, so whenever Mr. Beast was doing a panel, all of the other panels wouldn't get audiences. I just the organization.
That's
I think,
what I liked.
Was lacking.
That was the hard part. I mean, again, I loved Coachella, but very similar situation where you just had to decide. You're like, who do I care more about? I actually broke off from my friends because I was like, I'm sorry, bitch. I am going to go watch Megan Thee Stallion and Billie Eilish. I am not sitting around I don't know. They want to. And again, it wasn't because, oh, I don't like that artist or whatever. It was just like priorities. I have artists that I care about that I want to go see, and they had like artists that they wanted to go see. And I was like, I think we just have to break off. Like, we can't like stick around the whole time, you know?
Absolutely.
So it is like, I don't know. It would just feel real shitty if I was like stuck at if Mr. Beast is like doing a panel and then I have a panel, I'd feel pretty shitty about it, right?
Yeah, and that's kind of what happened. Anytime he had a panel, everyone would line up for that one, and nobody would look at the other one. Also, the app, there was like a VidCon app that was just glitchy and buggy the whole time. It wasn't really working well. And I think the worst part for me was that the people working VidCon, security, whatever, they weren't given any information either.
Mm-hmm. They were really nice,
half the security guards were like, no, you actually can't walk through that door. You have to walk over here and then through that door. And the other half were like, no, you can't walk through that door. You have to go through this door and then scan your but not at this one. It was a very discombobulated thing.
Yeah. It reminded me of working at Disney, to be completely honest. You know, allegedly.
What was your favorite part of VidCon, though?
Bro, the people.
The people were awesome. There were so many cool parts. But, like, the people were great. I was really thankful. So, just to... I'm going to go get it.
Imagine making friends online for 2 years and then getting to see all of them at the same time for 4 days.
Yeah, that is pretty awesome.
That was the wild thing, is we all blew up during COVID, so like, none of us have ever really met each other except for, like, weird times. Honestly, through Ben's house, to be honest, for me, a lot.
Yeah, I feel like, that has always been, it's like, oh, and you're here.
And you're here, of course.
Yep. It's kind of a hub.
This is...
Oh, wow.
My Fall Guys.
Oh, the Fall Guys?
I love that.
They had a Fall Guys...
the Squishmallow thing, too.
Funny you should mention that. Yeah, we got the Squishmallow and the Fall Gentleman. I got a Pusheen. Okay, here was my favorite part, is, like... I was trying to get to Fall Guys. They had a Fall Guys setup thing, and it was like you could win a little plush if you won Fall Guys. I got to the last round like 6 times, and I could not win Fall Guys, which sucks because since I've been home, I've probably won 75% of my games, and I could not win to save my life. But as I'm getting ready to leave, the last time I'm with Cam Tunist, who's fantastic, by the way, just an amazing animator. He's animated like Plankton twerking before, like things like that. Like, just
I love him so much.
He's so great. He's such a nice guy.
I love that whole friend group is so fun.
They're so wonderful. They're so nice. But anyway, I'm with Cam Tunist, and someone comes up and recognizes us, and it's just like, hey, let's get a pictures together. And then someone else comes up, and then someone at Epic Games was like, hey, one of our people knows you. Do you want to come over here and talk with us? And I was like, yeah, sure. And he was like, by the way, would you like a goodie bag? And I'm like, finally, victory! Like,
again, being an influencer, the benefit is the free stuff, bitch.
Dude,
like,
it really
that's
was
what it's about.
Because they gave me a full-on crown that works as like a candy jar. It's just so cool, and I got the plushie, and that just brought me so much joy, and it was great talking to them. I actually need to post about this and say thank you, Epic Games, so that hopefully we can collab, because they were so nice. They were so wonderful.
Do you want to tell the podcast about the Squishmallow crane?
I would love to. So this is the Squishmallow. Here's the thing. I have mixed feelings about the Squishmallow crane because I still feel bad about it. Because here's the thing. The line for it every day was 4 to 6 hours long. It was like...
Well, you have to tell people what the Squishmallow crane is.
And the reason why it was 4 to 6 hours long is because it was a crane where you get taken up as a human claw machine, and you get to go grab a Squishmallow. First off, they're...
Out of a giant... It's basically a giant human claw machine.
It is. That's exactly what it is. It's a giant human Squishmallow claw machine, and I wanted to do nothing more in probably my entire life. I mean, if you had given me... Yeah. I saw it, and I was like, I need to do that. But every time we went there, it closed off the line. And so I was like, and I get that. I used to, work at Disney. I get closing lines. I get how you have to do it. And then at one point, I'm with Rebecca Rogers, who is just the absolute networking queen. And
she'll talk to anybody for any reason whatsoever.
It's incredible. It's so amazing. And we go up, and we start talking to the Squishmallow people, and they were like, hey, do you want to do it? I'm like,
Yes.
It's like someone built something specifically for Ryan.
it's true. It really is. And then not only that, but I'm getting lowered in and I see a cat squishmallow and I'm like, well, this is it. This is everything that I've wanted and more. And so I get lowered into it. We go up, they just take us straight in, and and that's the thing that makes me feel bad is because and don't get me wrong, I understand where the premise is and we're able to provide them a service with videos and things like that for it, but I still feel guilty about the line movement thing because I don't know. I always remember the story of Robin Williams waiting in line for all the things, and I'm just I'd rather be remembered as that guy than as the other guy. Does any of this make any sense, or am I losing my mind?
Yeah.
No. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'd love.
But I'm skipping the line.
Okay,
Yeah.
there we go. Yeah,
I just want a line that can help me not have fucked up teeth. That's my one. So yeah, as long as whenever that comes to VidCon, let me know. I'm gonna wait the 5 hours. I'll wait the 5 hours.
I think there was an Invisalign booth. Yeah, they were there. They were one of the big sponsors.
I want to do it so bad.
It's
Just reach out.
Should I just reach out? Yeah, should I just be
Definitely
like,
should.
hey,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
so
you
fun.
just start with
So
hey,
fun.
bitch.
So fun fact though, guys. The House of Vibes has been filming, which is very fun. That's why I'm like,
Oh, yeah?
Remember, yeah. Also a bigger development, Ryan, is that Ben helped me figure out social media again.
What?
Well, we just had a chat.
You know how I'm so good at social media and I love my
just
job
so
so
good.
much.
Well, you are very good at social media.
I
That
don't know,
last
it's
part
just-
was iffy, but I.
So yeah, I think in a few weeks I'll be able to reach out to Invisalign and be like, hey, yeah.
That'd be
You guys
awesome.
are fun. Which would be very fun. But
Dude, that'll
we'll
be
see.
so cool.
But that's all I want to do. I feel like it's the free stuff, bitch. That's all I want.
I feel like it's the experience. Oh, I was on Annual Pass, the podcast with Rooster Teeth. That's what I did, and I've been a Rooster Teeth fan since 2009.
I love Rooster Teeth.
Dude,
love
they're
Rooster
so
Teeth. They did
down.
the Halo 3
Yes,
Red
they
versus
did,
Blue
yeah.
stuff.
Started
Yeah.
with Halo 1,
Red versus
the
Blue.
longest running web series of all time. I'm pretty sure.
Is
It's.
it
wild.
still going?
I
can't remember.
think so. They definitely. The last time that I saw it left on a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Love Rooster Teeth, but here's the thing. Do you know how weird it is to be filming with plus I was filming with Jack, Jeff, and BK, who are the founders of Achievement Hunter, and that was again the thing that I watched the most. And so it's really weird to have to be cool, man. Be cool. Don't be weird. Don't be
Yeah.
weird. But oh man, it was so much fun. They were
I love
great.
You
Death
didn't
Battle.
accomplish that,
I love
did you?
Death Battle and I love Genlock. So yeah, that stuff too. I was just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm actually talking with. Actually, I'm not sure if I can announce that. Never mind. Ignore that.
Yeah, shut
Okay.
your mouth.
All right, yeah, we'll
You
move on.
signed an NDA,
So, okay,
bitch.
Yeah.
I moved into a new house.
Yeah. How do you like the new house?
Yes, and it's fancy.
I love the new house,
Nice.
but here's the weird part about when I moved in.
He has
right?
a biblically
I'm-
accurate angel as a chandelier in his living room.
It's got 6
I didn't
wings
buy
and the
it.
seraphim and just. Is it?
didn't buy
Genuinely
it.
though, it does look insane. The chandelier is everyone walks in. At least when I was there, everyone would walk in and be like, "Oh, Ben, this
Wait.
is the chandelier choice."
For real? I thought you were making something up, Dan.
Yeah.
Oh my
No,
god.
this is legit.
He straight up has,
It was just
this,
hanging there when I moved in. I had to put my dining room table underneath it because it's so low hanging. I was hitting my head on it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What?
So I had to put my table there so that nobody would walk under it because it would hit you in the face.
Oh my god. Why
And
is
it's a
it
legit
so?
chandelier.
Why is it
It's
so
a
low?
It's a chandelier.
I don't know,
Are you
my
gonna?
guy.
Are you gonna
I
hook it?
do not know.
Are you gonna hook it up higher?
No, not anymore. My table's underneath it, and that's where
No,
it's
if you did
staying.
get that reinforced, that would be really fun to have a Miley Cyrus moment. Right.
I
no, Miley Cyrus. Sorry, Sia. Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
I'm not gay anymore. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Sia.
Where? I'm just picturing a whole bunch of conversion camps listening to this and being like, "That's what it took.
We got him.
That's all it took."
I'm not gay anymore. Gee.
Yeah.
The difference between Miley and Sia.
Yeah, Dan's just like,
So-
"Okay, let's go watch football." Like, what the?
Hey guys. Yeah. So I'm into sports now.
I love it.
I like how you lowered your voice even though you're on a podcast with me and Ryan, and you know what we sound like.
Hetero Dan voice is one of my favorite voices that you do. It's just so, and also I feel uncomfy with him. I really do. I feel like he's gonna bully me.
It's American frat boy. That's what it is.
Shut the fuck up.
That's exactly what it feels like.
It's just Ryan's like, oh man, this is how everybody talks to me. So I move into my house, right? End of May. And I still had a couple roommates with me because I was like, yeah, you guys can just move into the new house until you find a place for yourself. And I mean, you guys have met them, you know.
Yeah. But is
Ray
this the
Megan.
cockroach
Ray
thing?
and Megan.
Right. So
Okay. Yep.
I was at my new house for maybe 10 days, I think, at the end of May, beginning of June, before stuff got even wilder. So I was at my home with Ray and Megan for like 7 to 10 days. They were still there. They still had a lot of stuff there that they didn't want to unpack because they were planning on not being there for long. So it was kind of like a little bit messy at the house because of that. And they finally got a spot. They went to go check it out, had already signed the lease. And they get there like the next day after they had signed it, and they like looked into something, and it was just cockroaches.
Oh my gosh.
An infestation of cockroaches.
No.
So then Ray starts like panicking. He's like, we're just on the lease, like we can't back out. And he tries to get like he tries to find all these like loopholes, contact some people, has an exterminator come out and look at it. The exterminator deems the place unlivable, and then the lease is void. So they got all of their money back.
Yes.
Wow, that's awesome.
Which was
That's a
which is
huge
not how
win.
any of us thought
That
it
was
was
gonna
gonna
go.
be.
Well, I just want to
Yeah.
point out, you just said it's unlivable. Someone was like, this is unlivable. Like, you cannot do this.
Yeah.
That level of cockroaches. No. Like, I thought you were
Yeah.
talking. I thought you were talking like, oh, like a little here and there.
No, and apparently they were
how
the
many
kind.
cockroaches is unlivable?
Well, apparently they were the kind of cockroaches that like live inside of electronics, and they just eat wiring and all that. So they were like in
what?
the plugs, they were like in the oven, they were like in the refrigerator. Like it was bad. So it was deemed unlivable. They
Seasoning.
got all their money back, and then like a few days later, they actually got their they found a new place, which is where they're at now. But this was like the wild story there. So they couldn't move into that place until like June 10th, I think. I left for Vegas June 9th. So like I left the day before. Oh wait, no. I had a lot of stuff happen in June. I'm trying to get I'm trying to get this all right. I think I had gotten back from Vegas. So like I left for Vegas the first weekend of June, and I was there for 4 days. And when I came back, I had 2 days. I was home for 2 days before I flew out to Vermont for Drew Lynch's wedding.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I was in Vegas for 4 days, came back, I was home for 2 days, I left that third day. That third day is also the day that Megan and Ray moved out, and also that night is the day that Rebecca Rogers came in.
Oh.
So my roommates moved out, and then Rebecca came in and just moved into the room that they were staying in, because she was coming in for VidCon and got in several days early. So I left for 4 days to Vegas, came back, I was home for 2 days, left to Vermont for 6 days. I got back, and by the time I got back from Vermont, Rebecca was in my guest bedroom and Tarzan was in my production studio. So I left with 2 roommates. I came back with 2 completely different people.
I have just traded, said Ben.
At this point, I have had the lease signed on this house for 3 full weeks, and I have yet to spend 1 day in it alone.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Which was the purpose
And so-
of buying or getting it or moving into the new place, right? Which,
I was,
like,
yeah, I was
you
one
need
of the
your own
reasons for
space.
sure. Yeah. And so I get home from Vermont 2 days before VidCon starts. I have 2 days before VidCon. So I spend those next 2 days just working. Like I do nothing but like I write, I film, whatever. but I still have people in town. Like now Rebecca's home, so like Rebecca and Tarzan are there, and like other people are coming in town too. So like Tarzan's wife came in a couple days later. Kara spent a lot of time here. Taylor was over all the time. Like we'd always just had a bunch of people at the house hanging out, maxing, relaxing, shooting some b-ball outside, all of that. You know how it goes.
Yes.
So, and then we spend 3 straight days at VidCon. Tarzan leave. Then the last day of VidCon, my friend Isaac was in town from Florida, and I was like, "Yeah, man, you can come crash on my couch." So Isaac is on my couch, Rebecca's in my guest bedroom, and Tarzan is in my production studio. Tarzan and his wife are in my production studio. Tarzan and Jess, his wife, they leave the next day after that. They had like an Airbnb they were going to. But then that day also, my friend Jordan Keys was in town. And so he then just went back into the production studio that Tarzan had just left. And then the day Rebecca left, you, Dan, you came in town the day after Rebecca left.
Yep. Literally.
Wow.
No peace.
And so there were always
Ben
just
knows
2
no
or
peace.
3 people in my house at all times. Up until, and then we did Oxnard, Irvine, Ontario, San Jose, and then you left the day after San Jose.
Yep.
And that was the first time that I had my house to myself since I signed the lease. May 28th, I moved in, and I did not have a day in my house alone until July.
July.
Wow.
July 8th.
Wow.
Crazy.
Wow. That's nuts.
Insane.
Yeah.
Congrats.
And,
how's it
and
been?
not
How do
just
we
like
feel?
not just like a person either.
Great.
Like multiple people every time.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
And the house, honestly, it's big enough that if like I have just one person around, as long as they're just doing whatever, minding their own business, I probably won't see them.
Yeah.
Like there's a couple rooms they could just go sit in and just like do whatever, and like it won't affect me at all. But like having multiple people constantly there,
Yeah.
That's a lot.
at that point I was so peopled out. Like I had just done a bachelor party in Vegas, I had gone to a wedding in Vermont, and then 4 days of VidCon.
Ugh.
I was just so exhausted.
But at least you got to get free stuff. I don't know. I'm trying to find the happy in that. But at least you got free
Spotify
stuff,
after party
right?
was
You got
dope.
that? You got
Spotify after party was so cool. That was so wild to go
Yeah.
back to Disneyland for that. That was insane.
Yeah.
Oh, that was at
They had
Disneyland? I
the
didn't know
last
that.
the last day of VidCon, Spotify hosted an after party at Disneyland after hours. Like they rented out part of the
They
park so that we
rented
could just
out
go
Disneyland,
chill there.
which was insane.
Yeah.
Is Disneyland fun? Is it like worth it?
No.
It is when
Go to
it's
Disney
rented
World.
out. Like
Yes.
Like there's the thing is
I went to Disneyland a couple days after VidCon. I got
did too.
there. I got like I showed up to. Yeah, I saw you
we were there together.
I showed up to park. Like I got to the line to park my car at 9:30 a.m. on a Monday. I did not step foot into Disneyland until 11:05 a.m. It took me an hour and a half to park my car, get through security, and walk into Disneyland. That is insane.
That was a lot. That's why
That is
yeah.
insane. And you've done Disney World, right, Ryan?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's not like that.
No, Disney.
If
Disney
you show
World
up
is set
to
out
park-
better. Like it's set up.
If you show up to park at 9:30 a.m. at Disney World, you're stepping into the park at 10.
yeah,
And people want to argue with me. They're like, Disneyland's the better one. I'm like, I don't think you've actually been to Disney World.
Disneyland.
They're like, no, but I want to do everything in a shorter amount of time.
I was about to say
That's not a better theme park. That's just you being lazy.
and that's fair. That is definitely what I would say is like it's more doable in a day and things like that. And it's just smaller. So if you like want to go to like a smaller theme park, then yeah, you go to Disneyland. But like Disney World, like there's a reason why it's World or Land. Like it's different.
Well, there's a reason that Disneyland is the happiest place on Earth, while Disney World is the most magical place on Earth, because magic is outside the realm of human possibility.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's very fair. It was.
Yeah.
It was cool going back.
I enjoyed it. Like, I'm not gonna go to Disneyland and be like, wow, this sucks. Although if you ask any of the videos that I'm in,
then it's all
they're like, dang, Ben hated this.
It was cool though. It was. I think that the Spotify thing was really cool.
Yeah.
The
was
Spotify
dope.
thing was just so cool because, and there's the thing is, I think that we made the mistake of going to the Spotify thing and then going to Disneyland afterwards, versus we should have done it the opposite way. Because if we'd done it the opposite way, we'd be like, oh, this was cool, and this is even better, instead of this is amazing, and this is different. Like, that's...
Ryan, did Francis ask you to slap him at Disneyland?
He did. And I did.
Did you do it?
Absolutely.
You did.
Yeah. I've seen
Okay.
you hit him. What? What happened there? Did you hate Francis?
He asked!
Guys, Ben hit Francis so hard. Like, if you watch the video, there's two people that slap the absolute, because Francis was like, hey, for video, will you slap me? And we all like Francis, so we were like, There are two people that hit Francis about as hard as they could. One of them was Ben, the other one was Rebecca Rogers. And it's the funniest, like, you see Ben.
She said she was trying to make me proud.
And I think she did.
And she did. For just that one moment, I was so proud of her.
Oh my gosh. Also, my favorite thing is you could see Ben. The thing that makes Ben slap different is he followed through. He just went for it. I was like, wow.
Yeah. So, okay, here's the thing. Francis had this dumb idea to do a fake kiss or slap challenge where he was just going to have everybody slap him. And he was just running around Disneyland asking all of our friends to slap him for a video. And yeah, as Ryan said, for the most part, everyone was pretty gentle with their slap. I had no idea what was going on. He just ran up to me. No, he called me and was like, hey, Ben, do you want to slap me? And I was like, boy, do I.
Oh, boy.
I love how
And I found...
Ben didn't even know it was for a video. Ben just was like, yeah, I can do that.
Yeah. He didn't even say it was for a video. He was like, do you want to slap me? And I was like, yeah, where are you at? And he finds me and he tells me what's going on. He's like, this is for like a fake kiss or slap challenge. And everyone's just slapping me. And then he made the mistake of like going, hey, Ben, yeah, no, hit me. You can hit me as hard as you want. And then he followed it up by saying that Jennings and Jesse, the Snickle, have already done it. And what he said was Jennings hit him. No, I think it was Jesse hit him first. He said pretty hard. And then Jennings saw it and went, I can beat that. Ugh. And then also hit him
Sounds like a
pretty
dream.
hard.
Ugh.
And I was not planning on...
Post that clip and tag those motherfuckers.
Yeah, right. Well, that's going up on the TikTok. Oh my god.
Oh, funny.
So here's the thing, right? I was not planning on hitting Francis hard. I was gonna do like the dainty slap, but then he said that, and my brain was like, "Oh, it's fine. I can hit him. Like Jennings and Jesse have already hit him pretty hard. That's fine. I have no like comparison to go off of other than the words he has just said to me." Yeah. And so I line it up. I get the full swing back and hit and follow through. I don't think I hit him that hard, but like the form was immaculate. I hit him with like just the fingers. Like there was no palm involved. It was just there, straight on the cheek. And I didn't think I hit him that hard. And then a few minutes later, I looked down and my hand was still stinging. I was like, "Oh my god,
Francis!
I hurt this child."
I hate Ben.
He was like, "Ben, what was that?" And I was like, "You asked me to do this."
The mightiest warrior came out of Ben. You know what I mean? Like it was just, it all came back in
by
that
the
moment.
power of God
and the blessing of the U.S. Army.
This is for Uncle Sam.
The U.S. Army. His entrance to
became
Camo.
a predator drone.
Yo.
Okay, like that.
Yo, I literally stopped. I stuck my hand in the air. I went, "Thundercats! Thundercats!" Oh, and then
By the power of
And then-
Grayskull, I have the power.
the slap that Rebecca slupped, brother. It was wonderful because she did not use proper slapping technique. It looked like she just open hand punched him in the face. She delivered a right cross to his cheek and remembered to open her hand at the last second. It was so she
That sounds
wasn't
like an
there
anime
when I
scene where it's
slapped
like
him.
shh, like going slow mo and then.
Yeah, yeah. She wasn't there when I slapped him, so she just heard about it. And then
We
when
all
Francis
heard
gave
about
her, y'all heard it.
Yeah, I was gonna say you guys heard it. Yeah.
So we're standing near the buses that are gonna take us back to the hotel for VidCon, and Rebecca lines up, hits him so hard that Francis turns and his immediate reaction is, "What in the MMA was that?" And he goes, "You hit me with the chair and the table," and he's just, his face was so red. He had a cut. She was wearing her ring.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
She hit him still
Oh,
with the
no.
he had like
marriage. Yeah.
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 The power
All I'm
vested
learning
in
from
her by
this
the
is
state of
don't-
North Carolina.
Said no.
What I'm learning from this is don't ask the former army person or a teacher to slap you because
Yeah.
they will take it.
Because the teachers wanted it more, and the army guy has training.
Yes,
Okay,
exactly.
so,
That's
like,
what it is. It's the skill sets. It's like one is very motivated to hit a child. Like I don't know.
And the
Francis
other
has
one
face.
is a teacher. Oh, sorry. My bad. I thought you were talking about me for a second.
I love it. I love.
Okay, I think we're almost at an hour here. We've been just talking a lot, but
Just banter.
It's nice.
there's one thing that has happened in the past several months that is kind of like,
We need to address it.
I don't know. We don't need to address it, but I'm going to.
Okay.
I don't know what we're
It's just a
talking about.
little bit weird, I think.
I think it would have been more fun if we had started this podcast acting like there was drama between all three of us. Like we need like a thumbnail. We need a thumbnail where all of us are just like, we need to tell you guys the truth. Or something like that. Just clickbait. Like,
I'm fine with that. I can do that.
That's
Yeah.
really funny.
no, yeah. Sorry.
So, oh man, I, at some point in the past couple of months, have become a semi-professional disc golfer.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I remember you
Did
talking
you not
to me
know about this?
I remember you talking to me a little bit about this. I didn't know that you became semi-professional, though.
Yeah. So I played a lot in high school. It was a really just fun time that my friends and I we just did all the time. And then I didn't play for like 5 years. Moved out here. Didn't play it for a full year out here. Was on the road in Appleton, Wisconsin. The hotel I was staying in was like right next door to like a 9-hole disc golf course. And I was there for the weekend. I was like, sure, let me try this. Got some discs at like a local like Play It Again Sports. Played around. I was like, oh, I remember this. This is fun, and I'm not bad at it. Got back to LA after that trip, bought some more discs, found some parks, like some courses around here, and just started to go play. And I found some like events that do like weekly tournaments and stuff. And I told myself that after I hit my first birdie in California, I would sign up for the PDGA, the Professional Disc Golf Association. And after like my 5th time out at a course here, I hit my first birdie. And I was like, gotta sign up. And it's only $50 a year to sign up as an amateur in the Professional Disc Golf Association. So I was like, $50, that ain't much. I spent $50, and now I am officially in the PDGA. And some more good news. I've played in like 4 tournaments, like 4 league-sanctioned tournaments since I've been
And you have
in
a
the PDGA.
cage in your yard. I saw it.
I do. I have a basket in the backyard
Basket,
to
that's
practice putting.
Very fun.
I played a tournament yesterday, a league-sanctioned tournament yesterday.
Uh-huh.
And the last time I had done this course, it's a 24-hole course. It's the first permanent disc golf course in the world.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I know which one you're
It's
referring-
over in Pasadena.
Yeah. I've done
It's
another one.
super cool. The first time I did it, I went plus 24. Like, I basically just bogeyed every hole.
Not too bad, to be completely honest.
Well, yesterday, I went plus 6.
Hey.
Yeah, on the 24-hole
God.
course
Yeah.
in tournament play.
Brian, you're allowed to say queen right now.
Is this it? Is this what I'm allowed to say, queen?
You can call Ben a queen now. Yeah.
Yes, queen. Okay, there we go. Is that did I do it right? Is it sanctioned?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah, I went +6, which is, better by 18 strokes, man.
Wow, that's wildly
And for
good.
the first time in my very short professional disc golf career, I did not come in last in a tournament.
Wow. How did it feel?
Yeah. It was the weirdest combination of emotions. Because, I was very proud of myself for beating my personal record and doing it by so much. I felt like in that moment, I could have kept up with the other people. There was 4 people on my card, including me. One guy finished -3. One guy finished +1. The other guy finished +6, and I finished +6.
Wow.
And it was the first time I've done a tournament where I've gone, I had a really decent chance of placing well. I could have done, I should be, I can do this. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But at the same time, it was a weird, I'm upset that I didn't do better.
Yeah.
Because the last hole, I double bogeyed.
Oh, wow.
I double bogeyed my
sucks.
last hole, which means I finished +6, and I tied the other guy that finished +6, who just parred the last hole. Mm-hmm. And what happened was we all felt it. Right around hole 20, we all started to get tired and hungry. Because it's 24 straight holes. It took us 2.5 hours to complete the course.
So long.
It's a very long time, and by hole 20,
I realized I was like, "Oh, this is why people drank."
Yeah. And we weren't doing that. It was just we all got tired, so we all started making dumb mistakes. Our drives weren't going the direction we wanted them to go. We were starting to hit tree trunks and just dumb mistakes. And I went to go throw my drive, got it through the window I needed it to, but then I hit a tree, and my upshot, it could have been really easy. I was right behind a tree, so either I had to lean one way and just kind of toss it and get near the basket, or the other way and kind of flick it, and I think I could have gotten a little bit closer to the basket. But I leaned too far, and I kind of released it at a weird angle, and it came out at such a harsh angle, it curved all the way right and went into the street. And if you're playing in a tournament, if you land on a walkway or the street, it's out of bounds and you lose a stroke.
Wow.
Yep.
So on my second throw, I went in the street, had to move it, and so that counted as my second and third stroke. But I was still so far from the basket, I couldn't hit the putt.
Wow.
And I just gave it another upshot and hit it in 5 instead of 3. And so I was I think if I had just calmed down and taken a couple deep breaths, or even brought just some snacks with me, I could have finished probably +2.
Okay.
Wow.
That's
pretty awesome.
That's wild.
You know what? That you'll probably pull it next time, but that is just even then, that's such a frustrating
the absolute defeat.
climax. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
But
the
it
worst.
was very encouraging.
Yes.
Even a +6.
I was
The
gonna say,
+6
just
on
jump
that
from
course after
plus
24 holes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're wildly different. Wildly
Yeah.
different skill set.
I have my breakdown, and I think, I still have my scorecard here because I just use an app to keep track of everything. My front 9 was bad because I hadn't played in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So I was still getting back into the swing of it, and I went +3 on the front 9.
Wow.
The next 9, I went -1.
Wow. But I said, yeah, dude. I mean, I said it when you were there. I was honestly, pursuing whatever the passion is so much better. Also, it's just something to add into your wheelhouse, right? It's oh yeah, I am a semi-pro frisbee golfer. That is such an interesting story in and of itself, and as a stand-up comedian as well. It's
was
so
about to
fun
say,
be a part
as
of that whole community is insane.
As
But
a stand-up,
the benefit of
you've added a
Ben
lot.
is that Ben is good at stuff that he pursues. If I was to try stuff, I'd do it for the joke. You're talking about hitting trees. I'm pretty sure if I did it with my friends, we'd be and now we should hit that tree over there.
And then I guess to hit it
We're not
in.
doing the basket. We're hitting that
Yeah.
tree over there.
I mean, if I aimed for
Yeah.
the basket or aimed for the tree, I'd hit the basket. Like that's probably the strategy I should have.
I love playing, man. It's just so relaxing to go out and just throw because there's no pressure. It's not a very high intensity sport by any means. So
nice.
Ryan, if you want to go throw around after this.
After this, I got to film an audition today, but I'm down to. When do you want to go next? Because I'm actually super down. Also, I'm down to grab Ahmed too.
There's a weekly on Mondays.
Oh.
But also, like, what time? How long does it take you to film an audition? It's 4:30 right now. We have until like 7:30 until the 8 p.m. is when the sun goes
Here's
down.
my audition. Here's
This
my
one-
audition.
You're playing frisbee golf again, you bastard. And that's my audition for the drama about frisbee golf. Thank you.
This one's
Excellent,
actually kind
excellent.
of longer.
You have the part.
But I think honestly they should cast Dan.
After what we just saw.
After a glorious performance.
Thank you.
I'd be
Well-
super down to do it at some point because honestly, I just like frisbee golf. Me and my buddy Woody used to go and do it occasionally.
Yeah. Well, if you're down tomorrow, $15 to buy into this tournament. So the first 5 goes to winner of the front 9. Second 5 goes to winner of the back 9, and the third 5 goes to overall winner.
Oh, that's cool. Oh wow, actually sounds nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a cool little weekly, and everyone's just chill. Dan, what are you smiling at? What are you doing?
He's getting ready to audition.
This is my audition.
We have hit an hour, so
hit
I
an
just want to ask before we sign off. Do you guys have any other little things you want to talk about?
I think this is a great episode. It's been nice to catch up.
I think
as
so,
It's
well.
been so nice to catch up. I missed you guys. to
We
be
could have just
completely honest.
FaceTimed this.
We could have.
We're content
glad we
creators,
filmed
so
it,
this
though.
is all content.
Yeah.
I just
Well,
hope the
we're
audience
gonna get
knows
free
that we
stuff
love
off
them
of this.
and that we miss them too. And like I do miss like the amount of people that have said, "Where's the podcast?" Like it's actually very sweet. It's
I did
really
the
sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
We appreciate you
Shout out
guys.
to you guys, especially in my NGL links. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah, so many NGL links of where's the podcast? What happened to the podcast?
I knew we were gonna record this, so I didn't answer it. I was like, no, I'm just gonna let the surprise happen. I'm just gonna let them see the episode.
Yeah,
There you go.
we did it. When is this going out? By the way, do we know?
Nope.
Okay, but it will go out.
If you're listening, it's out.
Out. You got it. We're back.
We're back,
Well,
baby.
with that being said, we hope we said or did something on. Thank you so much for listening to the Good, the Dan, the Florida Man. We hope we said or did something today that makes you want to listen to us again. Maybe we'll do it again. If you want to find us outside of the podcast, Ryan, where can they find you?
You can find me at youthpastorryan.com. It's got a link to all my social medias. Dan, I bet they can find you at Dan Bam Bam on all social medias, except if I'm correct.
Except for Snapchat,
which would be Dan,
which is Dan
underscore
YOLO Love.
And you be correct.
You can find all my links at benbrainard.com. My last email is spelled like brain, like the one in your head, ARD.com. You can't figure that out, try using yours. You can find the podcast and all our links at GDFMpodcast.com. You can contact the podcast by emailing, was it contact or email? Or is it GDFM? Podcast. It's podcast. You can email podcast at gdfmpodcast.com to contact the podcast. Bye.
Bye, friends.
Bye.